Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Dev Talk Show here on the first day of March, a somewhat chilly first day for me where I live. I don't know how it is out where you are or how it is in the future. So if you're watching, let's say in July, in some place like South Florida, maybe it's super warm for you. But today, it is a little cool where I'm at. And I'm here on a Friday. Can't believe it's the first day of March
I
with,
know.
uh, with my co-host, Rich Ross. How are you doing, Rich?
Doing well, Chris. Yeah, it'll be spring before you know it at this rate.
Yeah. Yeah. So today, we think that there is some good progress on TagzApp. The whole goal was TagzApp running in a dev container, which is, if people who watched the show before know that we're a big fan of the dev container technology, or really just the idea of lightweight development, getting started quickly without having to have a box, your developer machine configured any special way. Certainly, the tooling is great. I love tooling. I love sharp tools like IDEs, but it is really neat when you can clone a project and straight out of the repo be running code quickly without saying, "Oh, but I don't have Postgres installed, and I don't have Python installed, and I don't have this other thing installed." So that's the magic of containers combined with the dev container spec. And so we've had several shows on this where I think, unlike some other shows that you've seen, it's been a little bit of us just working live. And we tend to do a little bit of both here. Sometimes you'll see a half prepared topic. I generally like to only prepare about half and then say, hey, the rest will be maybe what viewers ask or maybe what we come up with on the fly. Um, but I think we've done a little bit more of that lately. And last time, Rich, just so people who are here, what can you expect today? We think that this is what we think is going to happen.
Yeah.
We think that we will be able to start TagzApp in the dev container that we've been working on, the one that has Postgres and .NET support in it, .NET 8.01, I believe it is.
Yep.
We believe that's going to work. And the last frontier was, can we see the project doing what it's supposed to do, if you're familiar with TagzApp, which is monitoring social media connections that you hand to it.
Hmm.
And last time you were trying to do that and ran into some issues. So let's see. You have some progress. That's the headline of the show. So I'll turn it
Right.
over to you and we'll see where we're at the moment.
Yeah. So let's do this. I'm gonna bring that down. So I should share my screen and let's present. Cool. That's probably a little bit small. I can see if I can make that
Yeah, a
bigger
little
here
bit.
in a sec. Yep. So let's get rid of that because we don't need it. Oh yeah. No, that won't work, will it? Hang on. Will that work? I don't think it will. So I'm gonna try something real quick. I think this is locked down. Yeah, it is. I can't change those. Okay, so in order to get this to work, let's go back to our Tags app. So this is Visual Studio. This is our project. It's running on a desktop image at this point. The desktop I'm using is something that we have here available to us called DevBox. And what that is like a developer machine in the cloud. So I remote connect into it. We can spin up really easily with things like Visual Studio and script it to include VS Code. And in this case, we actually script it to include Jeff's TagzApp project, or the TagzApp project that we're working on. So it goes to the repo, pulls that down. So when I first sign into the machine, all of my code is there, as well as everything I configured to make my application work. So it's all in here running. And the reason I moved to this off of my main machine, and part of the reason that I think we ran into some trouble on the last show, is that I could not make. So if you look here in chat client, yeah. So in here in Jeff's project, he's creating a TCP client, and he's making that TCP client connection to Twitch so that we can get the chat messages out of Twitch. And that connectivity is blocked on the network that I've connected to on my main machine.
Okay.
The network that the DevBox is connected to, and we'll see. I think I still have it. Oop. No, I'll have to change that. That is. Hang on one sec. Not share. All right. Oh, I got rid of that on here. I saw it on a different machine. We can do the same thing, though. Let me bring my screen back up.
Okay.
So in here, we can do essentially a telnet command, irc.chat.twitch.tv on port 6667. And that connected for us, which when I run that same command on my local machine, it doesn't work. So that's why I'm actually running in this environment here, because of the networking it's giving me and the ability to essentially do that connection that we need. So, long preamble to get to here, which is our application. Let's go ahead and kick this off. So that's fine. Breakpoint for the database connection, which will pass. This is also the database connection, which we'll get rid of that one. And then here, this is where we actually make the connection to our Twitch client. And then we get that. We don't get an exception. We get the page to load. And we go over to the admin window. Drop our tag in here. And add that. And custom providers. Well, that's interesting. It was green. We didn't get an exception. We walked right through that. So it would have gotten all the way down, and I just breezed through it, but it would have gotten all the way down here to a status message of okay. So why would it be failing? Let's
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what you fill in for chatbot name. I just don't know.
Oh, okay.
Maybe that could be anything?
When we got it working, it was the name that we had for the app that you created over in developer.twitch.com or dev.twitch.com.
Oh, okay.
So I just copied that in, and that seemed to work.
Does the access token expire? Oh, no. Sorry.
See, now it's green.
Oh, you know what? I wonder if it starts up in the background?
It might be. So then what we should be able to do, no tags tracked. Click the blah button to get going. Okay. Come on. Let's go to home. This, add, beautiful. Providers. Home. Yeah, now it's in that debug mode with this sample tags essentially. So we had it going. I don't want to open this window because you're going to see the codes that are in there, even though they already flashed up once. So we got to change those at some point.
Well, okay. I was going to say, I don't know that it necessarily shows the secret, but you're right. We can just...
Oh, I did because I showed the database.
Oh, okay.
It didn't give the OAuth token because that was not in there when I ran that query. But so that's interesting. Is there any way to? So this obviously changes at some point. There should be some way to catch that and kind of catch an event and see what's happening, right?
Well, I mean, the reality is it's not. It doesn't look like it's tripping that part of the code, right?
Yeah.
At least we don't think it is, because otherwise it would blow up on you. Well, you have a breakpoint sitting in there waiting.
Yeah. Content for hashtag. Maybe something's happening here because we're not doing anything on this part. This may be where it's blowing up. Whoa, hang on. So is running is true. Tried to set a breakpoint here, and all of a sudden it landed. So it must have been trying to do a test. Is connected.
Right.
That's fine. Mark status is unhealthy and return an empty list. Okay. So it's the client is running, but the client is not connected.
Okay.
Either way. Oh no, because it's not connected, it does a return.
I wonder what the reason is for it not being connected, including, I wonder a little bit about that OAuth token.
Yeah.
I just don't know how long they're good for. And then I meant to save that token.
Well, we did.
No, what I mean is I meant to save the
the URL to request it.
Right.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is. Because I mean, I don't think they're good for 48 hours. Would be honest. Would be
Right.
my thought. And I know I had the page here that had this around getting OAuth access. Which I think
Yeah.
is just this, right?
I was looking it up too while you were working there. So
Sorry, not that. It's this one with all of the clients or query strings on it.
let's see. That's in the docs, right?
Yep.
And then trying to remember exactly where it is. I can't remember exactly in the docs where it is. But, oh wait, hold on. I think I found it. Okay. And I want client credentials.
Yeah, I'm going to stop sharing for a second here. it's a little more complicated than that. And they're not including the secret here, which is interesting. I guess do you know what the state property is?
No, but I'm trying to set up. Last time I did this kind of on the fly, so I'm trying to.
Make it a little more formal.
No, I'm just trying to do it again. And let me think now. So I'm in. So I need to say post to there, and then I want to say that it's content type. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Oh, okay. State is just the cross-site forgery token.
I need a new Visual Studio window because.
You don't want to share that one?
No, because I'm in the dev container. I'm going to get out of the dev container. And we don't have REST client in. We don't have REST client in there. So, oh man. Shouldn't take me so long.
Yeah, the same issue here. I don't have the REST client installed. Missing response. Oh.
Okay, almost there. Now I just got to put in our client ID and client. I'm not saying that this is it, but I'm kind of hoping it is. So new access token. And then I'm going to go try that as well. So my dev container is coming back up. And I'm going to try. Oops. try running TagzApp.blazer. Okay. So you're still off screen though, right? Okay. Now this is TagzApp running in our dev container, but I have not put in the new token yet. And again, I'm not 100% sure that that's it. It's building in the dev container anyway, and actually starting. Okay, so here's TagzApp. And we have the providers, although this one now says it's green, but I don't know for sure if that's... I wonder if there's a bug there. I don't know if you're muted either. I wonder if there's a bug there. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
so I'm going to put in... I believe is the new auth token and save that. And then...
Did you get a token back?
I did get a token, yeah. I pasted that over. So again, I'm not sure what you do now. I really don't know. I just don't know how to use the app. So here I am. It's claiming that Twitch chat is green.
Yeah. So we should be able to
I guess you put in a
tags.
hashtag to watch. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's interesting. I don't know if you need the hash or not.
Now, this is a bunch of data that we think is already in the database.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yep.
But what we were looking for, just out of curiosity, is that if we only need to do this in Twitch chat. So testing our dev container implementation. Is that I don't know how to expect things to pop up here. And it doesn't look like it is. So I don't know if this is working. However, it does appear to be reading out of the database.
Definitely. And maybe just reload the app to see if it's...
Yeah, that's been my big issue so far. Is I just don't... I watched Jeff use TagzApp, but I don't know how to use TagzApp.
Let's see.
There could be another port that needs to be opened. I really don't know. Oh, see, Twitch chat is red again. So red. I don't know. But I do think that generally speaking, so there may be, I don't know if the dev container is the issue. I don't know for sure if there's ports that need to be opened.
See, I don't think it's the dev container because I'm getting the same thing here. And I think we just need to run through and figure out why we're getting red.
Does say here hasn't received a message in 60 seconds. Some complaining here. Unhandled exception in circuit. That sounds like a signal R issue. Exception was thrown while deserializing the token. Anti-forgery token could not be decrypted. So that doesn't sound good.
No. Yeah. Darn. I thought we were there because we had that green one before we came in.
Yeah, I'm wondering if that's a bug that's not really healthy, but I don't know for sure. Again, I'm not. There's something going on here. I don't know what it is. I don't know. I don't know why. Like the Signal R stuff doesn't appear to be working. That's my guess. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that's not Signal R either, because it is say components, which is Blazor.
Right.
So
Yeah, I don't think
ASP.NET
it's
Core
Signal R.
components, but it just seems to be struggling. And then it doesn't seem to connect to Twitch chat. So I don't know. I don't know if there's still issues in here. I added six. I think this is the Twitch. I don't know if I needed to do this. That
Okay.
may not have been necessary at all.
I think that's helpful.
I didn't add anything to the Docker file. This may not have been necessary because actually I don't know why. So yeah, it does seem to be happy about Mastodon, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do with that. It
Yeah,
does
because I don't
say,
have one of those.
yeah.
Is there anything we can see in the dev.twitch environment that says, someone's connected, or, is there any kind of telemetry we get on the back end of this?
I don't think so. I don't think there's anything like that.
Okay.
No, it doesn't look like it. Yeah, I'm not sure. I think I'm just kind of back where I've always been, where I don't know what should happen next. I know I can open it in a container. I know I can run it.
Yeah. And what I'm trying to, so happy to switch over to my side if you want. What I'm trying to do is, at some point, it looks like it is failing on the connection. So looking at the chat client to kind of see, all right, why is it no longer connected, even though it looked like it makes it there once.
Right. Okay.
And even though I think it's just a service provider, right? So even though it is not connected anymore, it still occasionally tries to go and refresh and get content for the hashtag. Hmm. So if we walk through we get to the init says let's go connect. We do the connect, and then it's able to run down the steps. Now, according to the logger, it's beginning the authentication. Nickname was chatbot name. And then join the channel, which is us. So if we looked at, here's it's not always up to date, but if we looked at the channel, we should see that somebody's in there. I would think. I mean, the bot would be in there. See, that's interesting because but there are all those viewers who are viewing. That's kind of interesting, but so right now it's green. Okay. Maybe? So let's try that again. Yeah. It's Friday. We're just kind of looking around and seeing what we can get into. So we get this. I got our page, admin, providers, and it's good. If I go home, it's still good. I go home and I say, find me a hashtag. It's still good. Okay.
Did I make a mistake on the hashtag?
Don't know. Let's see. So it's at least in this state now where, wait a minute. Are we? Just make sure there's nothing. JS exception. All right, hang on. Let's we're still good. So it doesn't like putting that tags. It doesn't like putting that. It doesn't like putting a tag in.
Once you put a tag in, it doesn't work anymore?
It goes red. Yeah. That's what it looks like.
I wonder, I don't know. I wonder if
So I can go to home and not do anything, come back. It's fine. So that's part of the index. Pages. It says I'm an admin because of that. But then we also should, in this page, have... Oh, tag search. Yeah. So this is the tag search page. Oh, yeah, there's that. Okay. Oh, it's not going to hit that because it is running, so it never gets into there. It's this one is connected. That's where it fails. Right, now it's got a thing. Connected is false. The search chat client, I'm not seeing anything in there that is an event or something that says, hey, we've disconnected, right?
I don't think so, but I don't.
Connect is only called in one place. That's up here. So we init, we connect, and then once we connect, we've got stuff, but there's no reconnect. It seems like once you connect, you're connected. Just based on, well, there's only one place where this gets called. So there's only one place where you do the connect, and that's on the init phase. And there's only 3 places where init gets called. So it's in the chat, it's in the interface, and it's in the chat provider. It's 214. So if it's not connected, we should be getting here and doing a reconnect. Hmm. All right, where did I see that? Because we just put a breakpoint there to kind of hit it if it pops along. It's no, not here. It was here. Yeah, this part. Okay. While this message is on thread, it should be running through that, but it's interesting. That's the debugger. I'm going to ask a dumb question. If we're logging, because there's separate log things here, where would we see those? It's not in debug, right?
In the output window, no. Unless it's configured. Unless it's configured to log somewhere else, like maybe in the.
Oh, gotcha. That makes sense.
Which is possible, but I'm not sure. Let's see what's. I don't actually. There's like really nothing in app settings, so I'm guessing it's just going to output, but I don't know.
Right. So the only thing we're catching right now is the fact that we're not connected. That's it.
Yeah.
It's not, and even though whatever it is that is supposed to catch, yeah, it's supposed to bring us down to here. It's never getting there. Actually, this method here, which only has one reference. Huh. Do we have the right permissions to see chat? I mean, it looks like we're managing and reading the channel.
I don't know.
That's the scope setting on the auth token.
Oh, I didn't. Okay.
Oh, what did you set the scope to on the auth token?
Nothing.
Oh, Dude.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that. I don't remember even needing that before, but I suppose it's possible.
Yeah. So we need to look at. Let's see here. So if we look here at this scope, it's required. It's a spaced limited list of scopes. The APIs that you're calling identify the scopes you must list. You must URL encode the list. So if we look here, this one's looking at channel manage for channel APOLs and then also channel read for that same channel. So we want to put something in there that's going to define those. So where are the acceptable scopes? Switch API.
Okay, so yeah, looking in the docs here, authentication.
There's a manage chat message.
Where did you see a list of them? Oh, I see it now.
View channels moderation data, including moderations, bans, timeouts, automod settings.
Maybe read chat.
I mean, we could do it because it should be moderator, right? We could do moderator read chat. Or that's chat settings. Manage chat settings. And you know what? Maybe it's just user.
I'm looking through you. Oh, here we go. There's just chat read.
Oh. We might want chat edit because it looks like Jeff has some way to, or there's code in there that posts messages. So maybe we want to make sure we got chat edit.
Okay.
So in that, yeah, so in the scope bit, just let's drop that in there and redo the, see, it's a good thing you set the OAuth token provider to be up and repeatable.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's kind of interesting because I'm sure if there was some way to get into that, like if it was a JOT token, we could drop the JOT token into jwt.ms and we could see what the content is of that token and we could see the scopes and know what permissions were assigned. But because we don't have that, I don't know if there's a similar one in, for a Twitch token. It seems very short that they.
I feel like they're using a form of reference tokens. So, you know, the reality is so I've been playing in this world lately. So I feel like there's a show coming where if, and you don't have to use identity server. Identity server is just one, it's an OAuth 2 provider. And they have a concept called reference tokens where.
And what does that do?
So what if the information in the JWT, well, there's several things you could do with it, but one of the things you could do with it is if the information in the JWT might be sensitive, that you want to include something in a claim, but you don't want the user to be able to read it just by going to jwt.io, like you said.
Right.
So instead, the access token is really just a reference.
Okay.
And then what happens is you, in your code, you get the access token and you call into your identity server to dereference it and get the JOT you really want.
Okay.
So it's an interesting idea. And I wonder, because like you said, the length of this access token leads me to believe like, I feel like this is really a reference
Yeah.
and that
And since
they
we're not
are,
showing the access token or the auth token, it's probably what, like a GUID size without the dashes, maybe a little
yeah,
less.
right.
Just see a frame of reference. So it's like 16, 20 characters.
Yeah, it's really not that much at all.
Mm-hmm. Where a typical authorization token is at least 100, if not a couple hundred.
Yeah.
Because
And
there's a
some,
lot of
depending on how
information
big it,
encrypted.
depending on how much you stuff in there, it can even be larger.
Sure, sure. But you kind of know when like if you see one of those bearer tokens in your authorization header, right? That's the size of that I would have expected. Did you ping
Right.
me with the update?
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
I did.
Right. New access token with scopes. I love it. All right. So do me a favor on the. I'm gonna disappear because I don't want anybody to see it. And let's go back to here. Let us reset this. So we don't
Scopes. You
have
need
any.
scopes.
I'm
What do
surprised
I
it
need?
let the token go through, to be honest.
Well, they were
Because it
probably
says
like,
it's
here you
required.
go. Here's a token. Do what you want with it.
Yeah. All right. So all that ran. We're here. I'm on the admin. Still not showing you because I got to update the provider. So hang in there. And I do want to double check real quick because the pasting has been a little suspect between. That looks like it's it. Cool. All right, we got it. Let's save that. I'm going to say restart because we don't want to. Yeah, that is interesting. I don't know how that would work. Whether it doesn't appear that when I save it that it automatically goes and updates the token. You would think it would. You would want it to do that. Admin, provider. All right, we can share my screen again. Boop. Cool. All right. So we're back to green. We're here. We don't have any tags. We're going to do TDTS. Say add. And our client is not connected. Son of a gun. We're in that same loop. And if I hit waterfall, it's just going to show me the.
Yeah, it says Twitch chat client is not logged in. Check credentials. So they don't know what it's not able to do.
Is that happening on your side as well?
Yeah. Yeah. The weird thing is, exception was thrown while deserializing the token. Like, it keeps blowing up on the anti-forgery token. I don't know why. So I have a message in my terminal saying that the anti-forgery token could not be decrypted, but I don't know what that could be about.
Let's do. take a walk and see what happens. We get connect. On messages received. Client's connected. Oh, it's not connected. No. Okay. Right, that should evaluate to false. Which means we'll go past it. Yep. Now it's looping through the while true. Still connected. Still connected, right? True? Yep. So we're in a state here where it looks like we're running through and saying, hey, we're good. Right, and it's doing through and it's looping through and saying, hey, we're connected. So let's disable that breakpoint, right? And disable that one. Yep. Okay. Let's look here. So keep that going. So that should be fine now. In here, admin. We don't have any tags. We still got a provider, which is this. That's good. Those guys are off. This is what should break it.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Although now it says it's true. That's interesting. All right, let's disable this then. Boom. Oh. Why are those guys back on?
But it switches it back to red, huh?
Yeah. I don't think anything good's going to happen in the last 10 minutes of this show.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Like I said, and this isn't even right now. This is just on a machine that's essentially local. I mean, it's not, right? It's
like running on metal, yeah.
Yeah.
Virtual metal.
Right. So we're not yet in the dev container, but
yep.
I don't know if there's something that we're supposed to be doing in the token. I don't know if there's something setting up the app registration. It still says it's connected though, huh?
Yeah.
Interesting.
This shouldn't make a difference, right? If we just do...
Yeah, I would think it doesn't make a difference if we chat actually from the channel.
Yeah. Yeah, I am. I am at a loss.
Um, I'm gonna feel silly if there's some documentation in the README about about what you need, but I don't know. Application currently supported services doesn't seem to say there. Create a branch, code style, unit test, and end testing. So I don't see anything in there.
Okay.
In fact, I'm not 100% sure you have to hashtag in the chats, because I think the way it works is it captures all the chat. But it appears to be struggling
To even do that.
to even do that. Yeah.
Yeah. So what I'm gonna say is let's. What I'll probably do is there's a Discord,
Uh huh.
and that helped with one of my other questions, which is around the YouTube stuff that we were trying to get wired up.
Right.
Just kind of see if we can, if there's anything, to say, hey, what permissions do I need on the token? Because right now that seems to be what it is, right? We're connected. We're not losing the connection anymore, which I think was the problem with the previous auth token, right? Because it would come back and say not connected. This one's saying it's connected, but it's not doing anything when it comes to the messages. Well, hey, well, I'm not sharing anyway. 1 second here. Let me try something. I guess I'm wondering if, because we have the TagzApp there, could our channel name be something else, right? Does Twitch have some weird under the covers thing
So
where
when
we have
I've
our.
talked to the Twitch API, it's just your username. But that's when, it's been a little while. You probably remember when I was doing some stuff with the Twitch API. I was trying to use it with dev container. No, I'm sorry. Azure, what are they called? App
Container apps?
container apps. It took a while
Yeah.
because I think the trick that I had was container apps. I think the default was that it treats it like a website. And so if nobody connects, they say, well, I'll put the website to sleep. But it's like, no, 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 I want to stay up. I want to stay awake.
Yeah. Oh, that's
So,
right. Um, yeah.
all right. Well,
That's frustrating. Yeah.
I mean, certainly the app runs and even runs
Yeah.
in a container, but I don't know how to use it. So after figuring that out, we might be in a little better place. And it could still be some issues with scopes. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
And maybe that's a good question to ask. In fact, is when
Oh, I see you're typing. I'll let you go ahead and ask it.
yeah.
I mean, the great thing about the app is there's a great community around it, right? We don't need Jeff to necessarily answer. The community's kind of chipping in and saying, especially with my previous question, that there were some issues. Um,
There's some other interesting things I'm wondering about. Like, we're getting a token.
mm-hmm.
Oh, but there's a client ID, client secret for that.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking to myself, is Twitch saying, well, you haven't proven to me that you're entitled to this token? But no, that's what the client ID, client secret is for.
Mm-hmm.
So now it's just, uh, I wonder if there's some chat scopes, but I don't know for sure.
Yeah.
and like we saw in their documentation, there's chat edit, chat read.
Which scope did we use?
We use chat edit and chat read, which they're using an IRC connection. So I think that's the one you want.
Yeah.
But,
that's right. Because there's some code in there that does editing. Okay.
Right.
Yeah. I'm gonna go back in just for.
I think
we're
it's
gonna go ahead and generate.
I think
a
it's
new
weird
secret.
though that if you've what I'm kind of struggling with is if you're putting into the site your client ID client secret, why doesn't it just request the token?
You're putting into.
You have all the information you need. You have my client ID and my client secret.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't know why. I'm not sure why.
Right, because this way it gets created on the fly because we know they expire.
Right.
Yeah.
There may be a good reason that I don't know.
Yeah. Even if it was in that interface where the OAuth token is empty and you've got a little button that says next to it, go get an OAuth token. Even that would be, realizing that, hey, we're going to get the latest OAuth token, go make it happen. I don't know.
All right. Well, that takes us into the weekend, I suppose. I think so. The plan for me anyway is next week to do some more Blazor work because we do have a code camp coming up in April.
Yep.
And there are some topics that we want to really make sure are covered, including just using components, render modes, and authentication. And there's some interesting stuff on the authentication front.
Nice.
So the trick is now to find a little bit of time to have a little bit prepped so that we can at least jump into something, and then we'll see where it goes from there. Like, it doesn't have to be the whole thing.
Yep.
So.
And I've got some stuff that I'm working on for Code Camp as well around some of the AI capabilities. So
yeah,
there's a couple of projects that I'm working on that we can bring into the stream here, which would be fun. And even some of the prep for the Code Camp session that we're doing, because it's we've got a lab, but it talks Python. I want to be able to show the similar kind of capabilities using C# and semantic kernel. So this way, because I'm doing it with my colleague Dave Wenzel, who's a data and AI guy, so he knows Python very well. So he can talk to the room that wants to do Python. I can talk to the room that wants to do C#, and either way we're covered.
I wonder how much of that you can have in .NET Interactive. I don't know, but it's just an idea.
Could.
Yeah.
But it does ultimately feed into a chat app, so we got to make sure that we've got code that runs.
Yeah, sure.
But yeah, certainly as you're testing it out and you're just trying to banging away against it's .NET Interactive is almost like the console app, right? Maybe.
Yep. Yeah, kind of. I mean, that's something I it's a piece of technology I really like.
Yeah.
And it just keeps improving all the time. And then sometimes I go back there and I go, oh, look what they added. So
there's some cool stuff there. So yeah, I think. I think while that was a little challenging.
That's horrible.
Right. It's. I think we learned a bunch. We've got some questions to ask, and if nothing else, you and I have some projects that we can kick off on Monday with and do some fun stuff.
Yeah, sounds good. All right.
Awesome.
Well, hey, thanks for joining us, whether you watched live or on YouTube. And don't forget that if you have any comments on what we're doing, please let us know. And first day of March already, so I think the plan is to see you all Monday. So everybody have a great Friday. Hopefully you have a good morning stand-up, and we'll see you all next time on the Dev Talk Show.